Hello, and today my review is of the Triumph Speed Triple 1050cc naked motorcycle. I ride a naked motorcycle myself. I've got a Yamaha MT-07, and people are always saying to me, why don't you get a big boy bike? Get a big boy bike. You've only got a little mini one, 700cc. So I took a Honda CB1000 for a test ride, and I absolutely hated it, didn't like it at all. Everyone said it was a great bike. But I thought today I would try the Triumph Speed Triple 1050cc, a British-made naked bike. So just a quick look around the bike before we start the test ride. Quite a nice tidy dash. One thing is, though, the bike doesn't come with a gear indicator. It's quite a large tank as well. It felt like it was spreading my legs apart for most of the ride. Nice tidy back end. I do love the Aero Exhaust with the carbon fibre at the end. I've had a look. The Aero Exhaust is an optional extra of £1,050. That's a lot of money for some exhausts. This is just a walk around the side of the road, the bike, just to have a look at how beautifully crafted this machine is. I mean, it comes in white. I've been told the new colours are just black or yellow and black, but this looks absolutely beautiful in the white colour. Just to look at them Aero exhausts, they look lovely, but as I said, I don't really think that they're worth the money. You could probably get an aftermarket make, some Akrapovics or something on it, a hell of a lot cheaper. But as I said, it's a very short wheelbase bike, very high up. I mean, I'm 5'10" and I struggled with touching the floor. Just have a listen to these exhausts. There you go, just listen to that. That is amazing sound, but a lot of money for that sound, if you ask me. So let's get on to the test ride. As I pull out, I was started riding on some country roads, as you can see. But it was a Wednesday and there's quite a lot of traffic out, so this is not going to be the most exciting test ride out of all the ones I've ever done. First thing I'd like to comment on this bike is how useful the wing mirrors were. Very large wing mirrors compared to what I've ridden on other naked bikes. They're normally for looks, not for what they're actually used for, but these gave you a lot of view behind, which was really nice actually, to able to look over to the wing mirror and actually see what is behind you. But as I said, it does make the bike look a little bit ugly at the front, just the larger wing mirrors. As I come onto the motorway now, just pulling on, you can actually see the power. This bike has 133 brake horsepower, which is I think quite a lot. That's more than my 700. It's got plenty of power with the 1050cc engine. That's me just looking down at the tank. One thing I noticed is the fuel tank is extremely large, constantly pushing my legs apart, which then leads me on to the next bad point. I'm going to start with the bad points on this bike because I thought this bike had a lot of them, unfortunately. The bad points start with very large tanks, so your legs are very spread, very wide apart. And the next bit is the rear brake pedal. As your legs are spread quite wide apart, it means you have to angle your right foot inwards. So you have to constantly keep your right foot angled inwards to touch the brake pedal. Like that, as I was coming up to the corner, I actually missed the rear brake pedal, because where your foot naturally sits, you go to push it and it's not there. You have to angle your ankle inwards just because how far your legs are being pushed apart by the tank. So that made it for a very uncomfortable position when trying to brake for corners, or even riding. If you like to keep your foot over your back brake, it felt very uncomfortable. The next thing is the seat. It's a very stiff, hard ride. You feel every bump in the road, and I'm 5'10", so I was on tiptoes with this bike when standing still. So if you were any smaller and needed to get the bike lowered, the ride quality would be absolutely terrible. Next brings me on to the clutch. It was a very stiff, very hard clutch. I know this bike's new, it's a 64 plate, but I've test ridden other bikes and never ridden a bike with a clutch this stiff. Which then leads me on to say about the riding position. It's like a sports bike. My old Kawasaki ZX6R Ninja was very similar style riding position. It feels like I was riding a sports bike. So as the ride was going on, my wrists were uncomfortable due to the vibrations, my hands hurt from the hard clutch, and my ankle hurt from the brake pedal, and my arse hurt pretty much. It's a very uncomfortable bike. I mean, you could get quite a bit of power coming up. There's amazing power on the straights. and some lovely cornering on the bike. So I can perhaps see why the weekend warriors buy this bike. It's very fun perhaps to go out on a blast on the weekend, but I couldn't see people living with this on a day-to-day basis. They're the bad points. The good points of the bikes are it looks absolutely stunning. It's a very beautiful bike. It's British made, so you're supporting British jobs when buying this bike. The Aero Exhaust sound absolutely amazing, but as I said, they are a optional extra of £1,050. The power delivery is fantastic. 133 brake horsepower. The power is there when you twist it, the bike goes. Very powerful, very fast, and very fun in the corners that I did get to use it on. So there was a lot of traffic on the road, so I didn't get to use it in the corners as much as I would like. But then again, when you think about it, this bike is £1 short of 11 grand. That's a lot of money. My MT-07 was half the price of this bike, and I didn't have double the fun on this bike. This bike's double the price, but I didn't have double the fun. I didn't think there was many differences that would make me jump from a mid-ranged naked bike to a 1000cc bike. It didn't seem to be anything there that I thought that I needed with my day-to-day riding. As I said, there was a lot of power, it was fun in the corners, but I couldn't live with this bike every single day. And people that have speed triples, the new shape, this one, I'd like you to comment below if you've got one to let me know how you guys find it. I just found it very uncomfortable. I said it's a very aesthetically pleasing bike. It looks amazing, and I really wanted to like this bike. I really wanted to like it. I've always liked the look of them, always thought about buying one, but just at the end of the day, it didn't do what I wanted to do. It didn't impress me like I thought it would. I really thought this Triumph was going to blow my mind, and I was going to go back to the showroom and say, yes, I want one of these. Well, it just didn't do that. As I said, there were so many bad points, and the bad points, unfortunately, far outweighed the good points. When going back to the showroom, I did mention about the brake pedal and about having to angle my right foot inwards to get it and to touch it. And the salesman said, yeah, this has been brought up by a number of people on this shaped bike, but they haven't done nothing about it. It's really fun in the corners, great in the roundabout, get the old canter steer going, can get the bike quite low. That was fun. I said that was fun, it just had a lot of power in there. But as I said, it sounds like Triumph have tried to make this bike better and have told fans what they really want, but without listening to them. So this bike starts at $10,999, 133 brake horsepower, amazing bike, but not what I thought it would be, and I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I was hoping for a lot more from this bike. Quite a lot of bad points, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave you with one of the good points. This is the sound from the Aero Exhaust. Thank you, hope you like my review.